What's going on, guys? It's your boy the Boxer Lowdown, and I'm back here with another video. Now, as always, people, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Feel free to drop a comment if you like, and I'll happily get back to you. Now, let's talk about the big fight this weekend, man. The big fight preview between Josh Taylor and Teofimo Lopez. The WBO Light Welterweight Championship will be on the line in this fight. Taylor was really the undisputed 140-pound champion, but over the last, few months, those belts have been, he's been losing those belts, and this is the only one that he's got left. So nothing to do with in the ring, although some people felt that he should have lost them against Catterall. But yeah, not fulfilling the mandatory obligations. It's very difficult for a fighter to keep hold of all four belts in this undisputed era. So Josh Taylor only has the one belt now. He's still recognised as the #1 light welterweight in the world, even though he had that performance against Jack Catterall. But let's give him his dues, man. He is still recognised as #1. And he's going up against Teofimo Lopez, a guy who, had it all going well for him as a lightweight before moving up to light welterweight. Teofimo, let's start off with Teofimo Lopez. Let's start off with him. He was on top of the world after defeating Lomachenko. He came into that fight as an underdog, upset the odds, defeated Lomachenko on points. Sky was the limit for him. Young fighter, brash, could talk well, just beat Lomachenko. It was all going well for him. And then outside of the ring issues occurred. He had the divorce with his wife, which is pretty public. You can see that definitely had an effect on Teofimo Lopez. Apparently that's quite of a messy situation. I'm not sure all of the details in that. But yeah, it was a pretty messy situation, that divorce there. In the ring, he hasn't shined. He fought Sandor Martin in his last fight. Lucky to get the split decision there. The fight before that, against Kambosos, he lost that one where he lost his belts. So he's not been on a good run of form inside or outside of the ring, really. And he really needs a win here in this particular fight. His last on Top Rank, by the way, before he looks on to ventures new. But he really needs a win, and he needs a big win, and he needs it against Josh Taylor. Will he get it? I'm not sure. Josh Taylor hasn't looked that great himself in his last fight against Jack Catterall. We all felt that he lost that one. Very lucky to get the decision on that. Very lucky to get the decision on that one. But he did. Since then, that kind of halted his form, because before then, he was really on a hot streak. He was really, on a hot run of form, Josh Taylor, picking up all the belts at light welterweight, beating the likes of Regis Prograis along the way. And he was recognised not just as the best light welterweight in the world. He was up there on the pound for pound list. He was up there in the lower half, maybe even pushing top 5 on the pound for pound list. He had a great resume. He was looking good, and all looked great until he ran into Jack Catterall, who dropped him and really deserved to get the decision over him. Nobody thought that at the time when they thought that was going to happen. I was one of them. I felt that Josh Taylor was going to win that fight easily, but we saw what happened. Jack Catterall should have won. After the fight, there was a bit, it was a messy situation there where, Jack Catterall and Josh Taylor should have had the rematch. It didn't happen for whatever reason, whoever you want to believe. But yeah, we're now in this situation here this weekend where we've got two fighters that are in desperate need of a win. Josh Taylor needs to win to get his confidence back up. Teofimo needs a win to get his confidence back up. Now is really who wants it more as to who will win this one. Looking at form, looking at the fighters itself, I have to fancy Josh Taylor in this, and I fancy him pretty strongly, despite everything that's been going on with him. Both of them, like I said, have got their issues at the moment, but I still fancy Josh Taylor strongly. He's the bigger fighter. He's the more natural light welterweight. He's the better fighter for me than Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez is very good. I'm not saying he's not, but Josh Taylor for me, he can do it on the outside. He can do it on the inside. He's tough. And I think that there is some concerns for me about Teofimo Lopez's mental state. I've seen some of the comments that he's made recently. He doesn't appear to... I don't know. I'm not there. I'm not in the camp. I don't know how his well-being is. But some of the comments I've seen from him recently have been quite alarming. And his performance in the ring against Sandor Martin was a concern as well. Not saying that Sandor Martin isn't good, but Teofimo Lopez was expected to win that and win it well. However, he struggled pretty badly in that one. And, since then, he just hasn't seemed to be on the same wavelength, saying a few weird things. And I've got Josh Taylor in this one. I just think that he's bigger. He can beat him on the inside and the outside. And we've seen Teofimo Lopez get dropped by Kambosos, who wasn't considered a particularly hard puncher. I think that Taylor, who really has the frame of a welterweight, will go in there and look to assert dominance. He can do it on the inside and the outside. And I think he knows he needs a big performance as well. He's coming off a poor one against Jack Catterall. And I think he knows that if he wants to remain his status as the #1 light welterweight in the world, especially considering, you know, the talent that's in that division right now and who could potentially be on the way up in that division, I think Josh Taylor is going to make a statement here. And I think he's going to, you know, really beat Teofimo Lopez. Probably late stoppage, maybe a points decision win for Josh Taylor. It could be a late stoppage though. I know Teofimo Lopez is tough, but I just think that Josh Taylor, when he smells blood, we've seen that killer instinct in him. And I think that he might turn that on again for this weekend. So it will be an interesting fight. Teofimo Lopez is no mug. You know, it wouldn't surprise me if he won this fight, but I am fancying Josh Taylor in this one. And I do think that he will win it pretty emphatically. So let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below, guys. I've got Josh Taylor winning this by a late stoppage points decision, maybe round 10, 11, 12. Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.